No, this hated Star Trek, the original series episode isn't the show's worst. Star Trek, the original series TOS remains a foundational pillar of science fiction television, launching an entire franchise and embedding characters like Kirk, Spock, and McCoy into popular culture. Yet even legends have their low points. Some episodes of TOS are routinely dragged through the mud by critics and fans alike. Chief among these is Spock's Brain, the infamous Season 3 premiere that has become synonymous with what many consider the worst of Star Trek. But here's the controversial truth: Spock's Brain isn't the worst episode of the original series. It may be silly, dated, and absolutely bonkers in its premise, but there are other episodes that commit far worse narrative sins, from character assassination to thematic incoherence. When viewed with a broader understanding of TOS's strengths and weaknesses, Spock's Brain deserves reappraisal or at least some sympathy. The infamy of Spock's Brain. Let's be clear, Spock's Brain is often mocked for a reason. The premise is outrageous. An alien woman boards the Enterprise, incapacitates the crew, and literally steals Spock's brain. The rest of the episode follows Kirk and company as they search for the brain, which has been installed in a supercomputer-like machine controlling an underground civilization. The lines are clunky. The technobabble is absurd. The image of a zombie like Spock being controlled by a remote is burned into the memory of fans, often not fondly. Even Leonard Nimoy reportedly hated filming the episode. It opened TOS Season 3 with a whimper rather than a bang, and its campiness has made it a punchline in Trek circles. But is being goofy really worse than being boring, incoherent, or damaging to the franchise's ideals? Why, Spock's Brain isn't the worst. 1. It's silly, but it's still Star Trek. At its core, Spock's Brain still adheres to the spirit of TOS. It presents a mystery. It takes the crew to an alien world. It explores themes of technology, power, and gender roles, albeit clumsily. While it's easy to laugh at the absurdity of a missing brain, the episode is trying to say something about knowledge, societal evolution, and the misuse of ancient technology. Moreover, it gives us classic interactions between Kirk, McCoy, and a brainless but still somehow functioning Spock. The episode doesn't forget the emotional core of the show, even if it's wrapped in nonsense. 2. It's entertaining. There's a reason people remember Spock's Brain. It's so bad, it's good. It falls into the same category as Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space or Batman and Robin, a guilty pleasure with unintentional charm. It's meme-worthy, quotable, and endlessly rewatchable for fans who know how to laugh with or at their favorite series. Compare that to the truly boring episodes of TOS, the ones that are forgettable, meandering, and leave no impression. A bad episode that still entertains is better than one that just drags. 3. It doesn't betray its characters. For all its flaws, Spock's Brain doesn't damage the characters we love. Kirk remains decisive, Spock remains logical even in absentia, and McCoy rises to the challenge with his usual mix of exasperation and brilliance. It's absurd, but everyone is still them. Contrast that with some other episodes where characters act completely out of alignment, either due to sloppy writing, poor direction, or misunderstandings of their personalities. Spock's Brain is goofy, but it's not disrespectful. Worse offenders. The real bottom of the barrel. If Spock's Brain isn't the worst, then what is? Let's look at a few episodes that arguably deserve that title more. The Way to Eden Season 3, Episode 20, often dubbed the Space Hippie episode. The Way to Eden tries to capture the 1960s counterculture movement by presenting a group of space-faring rebels who reject technology and seek a mythical planet called Eden. The execution is excruciating. The episode features singing. A lot of it. Painful, cringeworthy folk music that feels wildly out of place. The hippies are portrayed as insufferable and irrational, making the entire commentary on generational tension one-sided and ham-fisted. Worse, the episode squanders any chance at thoughtful social commentary. Instead of exploring the counterculture's values, it mocks them, an odd choice for a series that built its reputation on progressive ideas. And the Children Shall Lead, Season 3, Episode 4. This episode centers on children who, after the mysterious deaths of their parents, begin acting strangely under the influence of a glowing green alien named Gorgon, played by attorney-turned-actor Melvin Belly. Yes, you read that right. A lawyer known for high-profile cases plays a godlike alien who manipulates children into taking over the Enterprise. The villain is unconvincing, the kids are annoying rather than unsettling, and the resolution just show the kids footage of their dead parents until they cry is emotionally cheap and narratively unsatisfying. It's not just bad, it's uncomfortable and tedious. The episode feels like a parody of itself. The Alternative Factor Season 1, Episode 27, one of the most incoherent and baffling episodes in all of Star Trek, The Alternative Factor is nearly impossible to follow. It introduces Lazarus, a man who may or may not be from a parallel universe, and may or may not be fighting an evil version of himself, or maybe he is the evil version. It's never clear. The plot is murky, the pacing glacial, and the visuals, including the swirling kaleidoscope that represents the dimensional corridor, are headache-inducing. It's an episode so confusing that not even the cast seemed to understand what was going on. Worse still, it squanders an opportunity to explore the multiverse in a compelling way. Instead, it leaves viewers bewildered and bored, a cardinal sin for sci-fi. The Omega Glory Season 2, Episode 23. This episode had ambition, but ambition alone can't save an execution this tone-deaf. The Omega Glory introduces a world where two factions, the Yangs and the Combs, are engaged in a deadly war. The Yangs eventually turn out to be analogs for Americans, while the Combs represent communists. That might sound interesting, until the show literally ends with Captain Kirk dramatically reading the United States Constitution to savage, grunting tribesmen. It's so on the nose and nationalistic that it borders on propaganda. The message is muddled. The idea that the American Constitution is some kind of universal document handed down through space is both ethnocentric and absurd. It's one of the rare times Star Trek forgets its global and humanist ideals. A better way to view Spock's brain. Given these far worse entries, Spock's brain feels more like a kitschy oddity than a disaster. If anything, it highlights the risk-taking nature of TOS. Not every risk paid off, but the show never stopped swinging for the fences. There's also something endearing about its earnestness. It doesn't feel cynical or lazy. The writers were trying to craft a futuristic parable about dependence on technology and the dangers of societal decay. The execution? Laughable. The intent? Pure. If nothing else, Spock's brain remains an essential part of Trek lore, not just for its infamy, but because it has become a cultural touchstone. It's the episode fans rally around to poke fun, to bond, and to celebrate just how far Star Trek has come. Legacy and redemption. In recent years, there's been a minor reevaluation of Spock's brain. Modern fans and critics have acknowledged its camp appeal. Podcasts, YouTube retrospectives, and fan conventions have reclaimed the episode with a sort of ironic affection. Leonard Nimoy himself once joked that Spock's brain was proof of his dedication to the role. He stayed professional, even when things got weird. And that weirdness has, over time, become part of the show's charm. Other episodes, the truly bad ones, are remembered with frustration or not at all. Spock's brain lives on, not because it was good, but because it was memorable. That counts for something in the ever-expanding galaxy of Trek.